This is Gabriel Montoya here inside the SNAC Altitude Dome with junior middleweight contender with a bullet, Willie Nelson, fresh off his TKO victory over Tony Harrison. Let's get into that. You've been on a little bit of a victory lap. You've been out back to Cleveland and just celebrating after this win. Tell us a little bit about how that's been for you.
It's been fine for me. It's been great. Still enjoying it. Enjoying the victory. Just waiting to get back in the ring, actually.
How long did you train here? It was about 3 months heading into that fight?
Roughly 3-4 months heading into that fight. I've been 3-4 months training.
How did you feel, talking to the guys on the team? They said you had this aura of what they call it, aura of invincibility, just kind of this feeling that you were going to win, heading into the thing, like kind of a calm. Talk about how you felt heading into that fight that week.
Well, heading to this fight that week, I pretty much felt confident because I knew he was a little brave. The opposition we fought was nothing like the opposition I fought. The people we beat was not like the people I beat. Even the guys I lost to was better than the guys he beat. So, it was I just pretty much confident. I know where I've been at already, and he was just not getting me to that stage.
We talked about that experience would probably be the difference. And, there'd be other things, but the experience would be like probably your main weapon, and that he hadn't been to where you were going to take him. And you thought, it's interesting, the people I talk to about the fight go, oh, Willie was definitely losing. I've watched the fight 3 times, and every time it gets closer as I watch it. Like, you may have been losing on points because he was throwing more punches, but I felt like you were winning the fight and that you were doing damage when you landed and tiring him out. How did you assess it?
Yeah, I pretty much seen it the same way. I knew I was going to run him down eventually. I think I could have got him out of early. I just didn't press the action. It was like the 4th round I hurt him. I just didn't press the action. I just decided to stick to the game plan. Take him in the later rounds and try to take him out there. And that's pretty much what I was doing. But even looking at the fight over and over again, I don't see how some people had me losing like every round. It was ridiculous. Even when the judges had me draw going into the next round. So I don't know what people was looking at. Even still not, if I still know what they see.
Well, maybe what they were looking at is leads into my next question. I talked to Brian about it, and they didn't give you like a lead-in on TV, and they kind of wanted you to walk around the back of the stage, and they were kind of messing with you guys in a sense.
Yeah, the whole time, like, they was doing everything for him. I had got nothing in my favor the whole time out there. They just wanted to throw me in the ring and let him come out. They didn't want me to have a coming out entrance, so they just wanted to throw me in the ring and then let him walk out to the ring, and they could show him getting to the ring and him being all flashy and flamboyant. So it's pretty much a Tony Harrison show the whole time he was down there.
How does that feed into it? Does that make you pissed off heading in? Does it fuel you a little bit? Like, all right, I'm going to show him, or is it just you're doing what you're doing?
No, I'm just doing what I'm doing. If you look at all my fights and all my life, it's been like that. Always been like that. So it's nothing new. It's nothing I didn't expect already. I knew it was going to favor him, but it ain't add no fuel to the fire or nothing. I already knew I had to do when I got in there.
Did you, heading into the fight, I thought by round 2, midway through, you could see doubt in Tony's eyes that he'd hit you with some things, but that you were going to be there for a while. How did you feel?
I'm not sure how to grade his power, but he don't hit nowhere near as hard as people think he do. I just think he had the right people in front of him at the right time in his career. That's it. It wasn't nothing to ship me up, nothing to have me think twice about coming in, anything at all. It could be because I was a bigger and stronger man, possibly, because it's the biggest I have ever been in my career, like during training, like 175. That could have been a part of it, or he's just not what everybody think he was to be.
You also sparred for some pretty big guys for this, some cruiserweights, some 175-pounders. Yeah. So you kind of got used to being hit, right? I mean,
pretty much. I sparred with bigger, stronger guys, and like some of the rounds I did were, I ain't sure if you seen it, but you was up there a few days. I didn't take any breaks. It's a guy after guy after guy. So it'd be the big guy, the big guy, the big guy, and I do 3 rounds consistently like that and take a minute rest, and do another rounds like that, take a minute rest. So probably from the big guys hitting on me for 9 minutes straight, it could have helped me out.
you came out here looking for something new, different training style, somebody that could get you long range, also better conditioning. Did you find what you were looking for out here?
Yeah, for sure found what I'm looking for. Just connection with Brian, and also from being an ex-fighter, a recent ex-fighter, and him being a tall range fighter, he could help. Well, he had helped me out a whole lot, and even with my movement, and just seeing things, putting shots better. He helped me out. He helped me see things, and I normally play what I'm looking at.
A percentage, like 1 to 100%. How much did you use of what you learned?
Truthfully, I don't even think I used half. Even like during the fight, I see shots I could have took. It's like I was more worried about taking risks than actually doing it. I just didn't want to do things stupid, get caught or get caught up. So even in the fight, like not one point in the fight where I got overexcited, anything. I just sitting there, just taking my time, pacing myself. Because I knew eventually, after I touched me, I was gonna get him out there. It's just about winning.
Yeah, I noticed the finish. He threw about 5 punches. I think 3 landed pretty flush to finish him off. But the look on your face and your body language, you were so calm, and it seemed like you had a lot of energy. You've done this hypoxic training for this camp, something new, the Remy training. Do you think you had more energy than you used, and that you could have maybe, like you said, you could have let it go?
I could have exerted myself more. So I had a whole lot more energy than I used. I think any point in time I could have picked it up. And it's just me choosing not to. I didn't pick it up like early in the fight because I didn't know if he could take my power or not. So I ain't want to get overexcited, throw shots, big shots, miss, wiggle, get gas a little bit.
That was the big improvement I saw in this fight. You didn't get into like long, unnecessary exchanges. Like you took what you could get and then you kind of got out. You were really patient. But I noticed you didn't battle along like with your backs along the ropes, letting the guy come in. You really kept things kind of moving, centering, very evenly paced. Is that part of what Brian was working with?
Yeah, that's was basically one of the biggest things. Not getting on the ropes wrong, using head movement, as you see. I'm using head movement a little better, It's just we just picked at the things that I was lacking in. We ain't so much worried about what I was good at. We just worried about the things I was lacking in. That's what we improved on.
When you're fighting like that and you're thinking of these things, I mean, after that long camp, when you're in the fight, do you have to think about, okay, remember to do this, or was it natural?
After you do it for so long, it's like a routine. It just comes natural. You may leave some things out because from different activity you get in the ring, but it's more like natural because it's a repeated process in the gym, or a repeated process. Eventually, something just comes natural. You just do it automatically.
How'd that feel, man? You were screaming. You were just so happy.
I was pumped because like I said, I told him so. Everybody thought that he was going to beat me. There was not one scenario online where I would come out on top, not even with the knockout. And I knew everybody underestimated my power. They always do. You look at my record. I don't have a lot of knockouts, but everybody know I'm physically strong, fighter. I do come forward when I need to, or when I don't need to. I do come forward to the game, mix it up. I'm physical. So I think a lot of people look at it, they just think I'm big physical and get out the punch, but a lot of guys find out again.
What's next?
I don't know, man. I'm just looking for one of the top guys to open up, just get a safe, busy fight. No one dangerous, just somebody I can stay busy and get ready for the top guys.
Particularly look around this gym right now. You got Vonis here.
I got 254s here already. I hear rumors of someone else may be coming, but it's just I don't care for that.
You know what?
I said I don't care for it, but
you don't like it, or you just don't care?
I just don't care. Like if they hear, if they're not here, I'm sitting there training hard, busting my ass in the gym.
Does that kind of raise your game a little bit? That there's some other sharks in the water that may be peeking around, or also kind of getting the same training edge that you're getting?
No, I don't. I'm gonna train how I train regardless if they're here or if they're not here. So I'm gonna bust my ass regardless. That's one thing I always have to always do is bust my ass in the gym. And with them being here or not, I'm still gonna do it. So I'm not gonna go out the way to do something extra, try to impress anybody. I'm just doing what Nelson does best, and that's training to bust my ass.
How much higher is your ceiling, do you think? Do you think this is just scratching the surface, what you just did?
I don't say just scratching the surface because it's room for a lot of improvement. I even looking at the fight, I won't be my biggest critic, but it's room for a lot of improvement. I've seen on the video, and you know, as long as I'm willing to learn, I can always learn something. I haven't reached my peak. I'm not at my peak. I'm not at my best. I can't. It's impossible for someone to stop learning. So I'm willing to take in more information and learn new and better things.